Yo, what up, though? Man, shout out to everybody watching my videos and subscribe to the channel. So do that right now and go tell a friend and tell a friend to subscribe to my channel. But what's real and what's fake? I've been hearing a lot of draft rumors coming from the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm going to tell y'all this right now. What's real is I do believe the Minnesota Vikings are going to try to move up in the NFL draft to get a quarterback, man. But what's fake? It Will Levis. I do not think the Minnesota Vikings are going to trade up in the NFL draft and draft Will Levis, man. I do not see it. And the Minnesota Vikings can trade up to like number 2 or number 10. Because we also can trade draft picks and we also can trade Dalvin Cook and Zadarius Smith also with some draft picks. So I really think the Minnesota Vikings are going to do like a package deal with some team to move up in the NFL draft. But another quarterback who I think the Minnesota Vikings might take, and they not talking about him a lot for real. It beat like that too. C.J. Stroud, man, from Ohio State. I can see the Minnesota Vikings moving up and taking C.J. in the NFL draft, man. Because the Vikings haven't really been rumored a lot linked to C.J. Stroud, and everybody know he like the number 1 or number 2 quarterback in this year NFL draft. It just is what it is. You might not like CJ. I ain't no fan of CJ, but he is ranked number 1 or number 2 on a lot of people quarterback board. Then if CJ still there at number 2, or if he fall, let's say it's like number 9, number 10, I can see the Minnesota Vikings moving up to get their quarterback, man. Because the Minnesota Vikings got Kirk Cousins under contract for just this year. And they probably want a quarterback behind Kirk Cousins this season to get him NFL ready for next year. Like CJ, let's keep it real. He NFL ready. He could come in week 1 and start for a lot of football teams. But what the Minnesota Vikings situation is, they can sit CJ for a whole year, let him learn the playbook, let him learn how to be an NFL player behind Kirk Cousins. Then next year, he be ready to go. Because the Minnesota Vikings have a nice offense, and they need a future quarterback. So I could really see the Minnesota Vikings, man, moving up for CJ. I ain't going to really bash the pick yet. Because Minnesota haven't picked CJ yet. And plus, he haven't played in the NFL yet. But I ain't no fan of Ohio State quarterbacks, though. But, he might be different. I ain't going to sit up here and lie to y'all. I got to keep it real with y'all on this channel. That's just what I do. But I could see him moving up for CJ for real. Or Anthony Richardson, though. I really think the Minnesota Vikings are going to move up in the NFL draft for CJ or Anthony, man. They're the only 2 quarterbacks that really make sense for real. Like Will Levis don't really make that sense. He got too many red flags. And CJ, he all right. He really ain't got that many red flags. They just say he played with a whole bunch of top-notch wide receivers at Ohio State. And shit, it is what it is. The Minnesota Vikings, we got top-notch pass catchers. And we're going to add on to the receiving room. So, man, I really think the Vikings, man, are going to move up in the NFL draft. So on draft night, all the Viking fans, Skull Nation, we going to go crazy when the Minnesota Vikings do move up and get our quarterback of the future, man. Kirk Cousins going to be pissed. But hell, man. Hell with his damn feelings. We had enough for Kirk Cousins. I know everybody, no matter what they say, ready to move on for Kirk Cousins. Because I know I am. For real. That'd be a good pick for Minnesota, man. Get a quarterback this year. So next year, you ain't got to be all desperate to get a quarterback. Because if Kirk Cousins move on next year, then you had no plan at quarterback for next year. And when you try to move up in the NFL draft, a team is going to try to stick it to you because they know you desperate for a young quarterback. That just is what it is. So that's just my thoughts on the Minnesota Vikings moving up in the NFL draft and drafting a quarterback, man. I believe that. I believe that for sure true. But Will Levis, I think that's fake. I think that's all cap, man. So let me know in the comment section below. How would you feel if Minnesota Vikings move up in the NFL draft and take CJ or Anthony at pick whatever? It could be pick number 2, 3, 5, 6, 10. It don't even matter. It's just the point that the Minnesota Vikings are moving up in the NFL draft and drafting their future quarterback. I like them to do that, though, for real. Get a quarterback now, man. I want to wait till next year, but like I said, teams know you're going to be desperate to move up in the NFL draft next year, and they going to want more. Let's just be for real. But subscribe to this channel, man, and I appreciate everybody watching my videos. I'm going to upload another video tomorrow, too. Skull Nation, we moving up in the NFL draft to get the quarterback. Watch what I tell you.